responsibility for yourself. Don't assume the government makes your decision. You say no. Don't say the government do it. You say no. You have the courage to do it.
I think I detect his voice changing. Maybe his cojones are getting small. No-No's against drugs. It's a program geared primarily down to kindergarten. We do it through music, a cartoon character called Little No-No, the drug fighter. No one else in the United States is giving us a hand.
Is a tyrannical approach to solving a social medical problem, and we endorse the idea of voluntarism and self-responsibility, family, friends, and churches to solve problems, rather than saying some monolithic government is going to make you take care of yourself and be a better person. It's a preposterous notion. It never worked. It never will. The government can't make you a better person. It can't make you follow good habits. Why don't they put you on a diet? You're a little overweight, and I think you'd be in better health.
You're a little drugged out. You're not going to make president. You're a little drugged out.
I'm tired of people like you.
Have the government do that.
I'm tired of people like you using the Constitution to do whatever you want to do.
That is the man that tried to warn you that sadly a lot of people did not listen to, former Congressman and presidential candidate Ron Paul. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudkowski here of WeAreChange.org, and we got a lot of crazy news to get into, especially coming from Texas, which is sparking a national debate. Sadly, a lot of people are trying to use this tragedy in order to push their political ideas and agenda onto you. What's really going on here? What's going to happen? What led to all of this? Well, we're going to be discussing that plus a lot more, all exclusively on this independent media outlet that strives towards holding the most powerful people in our society accountable to the actions that they commit. This is why we're also going to be talking about the latest actions and moves made by the World Economic Forum. Lots of important issues to talk about, so me and Atlas are just going to jump right into it, as of course there's not much time to waste as we're entering the third day of the Davos World Economic Forum, put forward by, of course, corrupted businessman Klaus Schwab and some of the wealthiest, most powerful people in the world that are discussing changing society for their own personal benefit by, quote, recalibrating free speech, pushing forward a cashless society, and using technology in order to track, trace, database, and watch every single move and action made by the citizenry, leaving a lot of people asking themselves, wait, who voted for these people? Is there even a way of voting them out? Since, wide-sweeping changes for the general public should be made by the general public and not just by the most powerful, nefarious, corrupted individuals in our society. But that, of course, is a crazy concept, including to many corporate mainstream media giants like Reuters, who, by the way, are paid partners with the World Economic Forum, who have now publicly declared that the World Economic Forum does not have its own police force, even though the police and military there have been activated to protect Davos and the World Economic Forum, even though they have their own patches and have been harassing critics of the organization, specifically journalists, by detaining them for over an hour, searching every aspect of their items and brandishing machine guns in an intimidating fashion, all because someone criticized the World Economic Forum. Now, if you ask me, they're kind of acting like the World Economic Forum's police, and we really didn't need a fact check for this, but as my shirt that I just spilled coffee on says, it's not the news, it's an establishment press release, and that's exactly what a lot of the corporate media institutions have been acting like, and a lot of them are under the direct control and influence of very powerful businessmen like Bill Gates, who poured hundreds of millions of dollars into the corporate media. He's also pouring dark money, according to a lot of the latest accounting and reports coming from Breitbart that are specifically highlighting how him and another cohort that is known to be a major globalist who have been funneling money into attacking Elon Musk because, Elon Musk likes the concept of free speech. And outside of the larger contrived divide and conquer agenda that we see so pushed on by our mainline societal and political figures, we have to understand that it really comes down to a line of people who believe in freedom and people who want total government control of every aspect of your life. I think understanding those two political dichotomies is extremely important moving forward, especially with what just happened in Texas, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit. But here in the United States, domestically, things are definitely heating up politically and becoming more divisive, more dangerous for everyone involved, as of course there's even mainline news anchors on CNN calling for other people to be sent to jail or something worse because of their political ideas. These are the remarks made by Carl Cameron on CNN, talking about specifically Tucker Carlson, which shows you just how crazy things have changed in this country and how they're only going to be changing a lot more from here, especially with the upcoming elections. There's a lot of things to look out for, a lot of crazy things happening in this world, and we try to make sense of it all, specifically on LukeUncensored.com, where we just released our forum. We have 3 masterclasses, videos available for you there almost every single day, merchandise available only for members. We're truly building up our own platform as much as we can, and I'm super excited about the forum where we are going to be discussing ideas, solutions, and meeting fellow like-minded individuals. This is going to be a way of connecting individuals together so they could meet each other, work together, and create networks of individuals that you could barter and trade with when it comes to the larger ideas of becoming self-reliant and being personally responsible for yourself. We're building, we're growing. If you want to be a part of that before the price of this private membership goes up, sign up right now, guarantee your price, as of course the things that we've been working on here on this platform, on our platform, where we get to say and do what we want, we are truly proud of. Yesterday's video is very important. Definitely recommend you watch that on our platform. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the deteriorating situation in inner cities and some more bombshell news from the World Economic Forum from a very unaccountable business industry that looks like it's having problems selling some of its products and extorting and manipulating people to take it. What's going on? We're going to be talking about that plus a lot more, all exclusively on LukeUncensored.com later on today. And oh yeah, if you also want to support us, you could also buy a shirt on thebestpoliticalshirts.com that don't have coffee stains on them, like the one that I'm wearing. Link is also available down in the description below. But now, jumping into our main topic, and that are the tragic, horrible events that have unfolded in Texas. We have to understand that these are extremely emotionally invested events that are just as difficult to talk about as they are to deal with when it comes to the larger ramifications of what's going on here. Obviously, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering that sadly has impacted this small town in Texas in an extreme way, which now, of course, has become a major national issue. And truly, your heart goes out to the people that were affected by this. And just saying that it's a tragedy is again, underplaying the larger significance of the human horror and evil some people had to go through. My initial reaction and response to this is to, of course, try to not make sure that we show the name and the photo of this deranged, crazy person that committed this horrible action, since, of course, there are multiple psychological and scientific studies out there that show that the media's reporting on these types of events, just like the events in Buffalo, are creating situations that inspire copycat individuals from doing the same thing. This is why maybe there's a possibility the Buffalo incident could be somewhat correlated with this incident, especially with the media coverage that we saw from Buffalo, with the media, again, doing something that they shouldn't be doing. We had these discussions years ago. Many people in the entertainment business and TV world know not to do this. This is why during major sports ball games and major stadium events, when there's a crazy person running on to the field or the court, the television stations have learned not to show those people or give those people attention, because when you do, you spur on copycat individuals to do the same thing. The same element plays out psychologically with the tragic events that we saw in Buffalo, that we now saw in Texas. And if we could truly do anything from this, if we truly could learn anything from this event, is to not give these crazy individuals any attention. Do not show their face. Do not show their name. Focus on the victims here. Focus on the loved ones. Focus on the life loss. And then you're able not only to transform the narrative, but also, according to some studies, try to prevent other attacks from happening in the future, which, of course, the media plays a very important role in. Again, 19 children have lost their existence on this planet after an emotionally deranged 18-year-old, who we're finding out today had a very unstable upbringing, committed this horrible act. Now, why did this monster do this? Well, we're still getting a lot of details that are coming in. It's important not to jump to conclusions, as of course we're still waiting to find out essential details and information here about exactly what happened. But from the initial reports, it looks like this attack wasn't planned. It looks like there was a chase, that he was running from authorities. He crashed his truck, ran into a school, and then unloaded a rifle on defenseless children after allegedly getting into an argument with his grandmother that was kicking out his drug-addicted mother. There was an argument over a phone bill, which led to this crazy monster shooting his own grandmother and then fleeing authorities, going on a rampage inside of that school. Now, we are getting some details about this monster's life, that of course he was bullied for growing up poor. He played Call of Duty. He creeped out his Wendy's female co-workers. He walked around with boxing gloves looking for fights. He harmed himself. He was known for being an outcast. He was wearing black. He was wearing military boots. And who do you blame for all of this? Do you blame Call of Duty? Do you blame the tools that he used? Do you blame the bullies? Do you blame poverty? Do you blame the drug-addicted mother? Do you blame a fatherless home? Are you going to say video games caused all of this? Well, again, depending on your political perspective, you're going to nitpick whatever ideas you choose to entertain and, of course, push them as a way to push your political agenda through this tragedy, and that, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. And at this moment in time should be shunned away. Any politician trying to use this strategy for their own political benefit should be shunned and kicked out and ridiculed from the public discourse. And when it comes to this tragic event, there's a lot of fake news, including fake news from the right, with alleged photos of someone dressed up that they're trying to point to as this monster, which of course fits their own political ideology that they're trying to purport to everyone else on social media, which again has not been verified, has not been true under any accounts that I've seen. And of course there's the left that are trying to use this situation for their own political purposes, for their own power, for their larger divide and conquer agenda that they have been pushing so aggressively, as many prominent leftist figures like Michael Moore are using this tragedy for their own political wish list, as of course Michael Moore has used this tragedy as a way to call for more people to be left defenseless, as of course he's calling on for a policy that would be stripping away law-abiding citizens' rights away because this monster broke a law. And again, there's no excuse for this. There's a lot of blame going around here, not a lot of personal responsibility, a lot of emotional manipulation, especially from individuals like Steve Kerr that have just weeks ago called for police officers to be disbanded from local schools, and now today is also calling for the disarming of American citizens. And as Michael Tracy points out, a lot of the same individuals calling for the disarmament of law-abiding, legal American citizens are the same individuals calling for the, quote, uncontrollable, untraceable, indiscriminate dumping of weapons into Eastern Europe. And if you're seeing this tragic event and thinking that this is a good time to make yourself less capable of defending yourself, well, I would say you should definitely pick up a history book so you understand what happens when civilian populations are disarmed, because this is when history turns to horror. And obviously, you know my personal opinion on this matter. There's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of people using this tragedy for their own political purposes in order to hurt their political opposition. And in moments of tragedy, we have the ability to unify people or to divide them. And sadly, the current political establishment class is pushing a divide and conquer agenda. That sadly, in a moment in time where we all should be coming together, where we all should be paying respects, where we should all be saying, wow, that's horrible. Let's come together and figure out a rational, real way to deal with these types of situations. We're not doing any of that. All we have is divisive, hyperbolic political language, which sadly some politicians see as an opportunity for a larger power grab. And in my opinion, that is absolutely ridiculous. And if you agree, share this video with your friends and family members. It is more imperative than ever that we get these important talking points, that we get this important assessment out there to the general public, so we could start to have somewhat of an honest, rational discussion surrounding all of the major changes that are coming to this country. I got a lot more to say about this particular issue on LukeUncensored.com, but if you think I was wrong I'm willing to listen to you. I want to know why you thought I was wrong when it comes to expressing these larger ideas. And if you have any evidence, if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comment section below. I always appreciate the constructive criticism. I always appreciate the ability to have a real and open, honest discussion. And I'm willing to admit, I could be wrong sometimes. I think it's important to understand that we are all, what's the word here, fallible? English is my second language. I'm probably butchering it. But regardless, we're dealing with a crazy situation. It's only going to get crazier from here. Stay safe, stay smart, stay personally responsible for yourself. I love you guys. Stay tuned for a lot more here on wearechange.org.